Thanks so much for joining me for this Get Ready With Me featuring my May favorites. If you missed my favorites video, I just wanted to mention that these are the products I've been testing out for about a week now, and I'm seeing a pretty quick result from this versus other brightening products I've used for spots specifically. It does talk about skin types like mine, which can develop discoloration and scar more easily, like this right here. This is the powerbright dark spot peel and also the powerbright dark spot serum. I don't even remember how I stumbled upon this, but I did, and I of course wanted to try it. I haven't stopped using anything else. I will continue to use that, but so far the results have been really quite impressive. Let's go in with eye concealer first. We're gonna go with a really natural kind of look for the skin today. We're going out to dinner, so you're going to get to see kind of how real life makeup looks on me versus on camera. I still have to post that video that shows a side-by-side of camera versus real life makeup because it is, or it can be, quite different. The peach look that I did recently actually looked really nice on camera and in real life. Simply because it is camera, you have to add a bit more for product to be seen sometimes. Depends on the product, but you can make the skin look really nice on camera when it doesn't look great in person. Okay, so we've got that really thin layer. Now we're going to go in with a Jones Road Beauty. It's called Wet the Foundation. We will not be applying foundation everywhere, and I'll tell you in a minute why. Let's go in with this base by Chanel. It's the mattifying base. It's called the Perfecting Makeup Primer Mattifying Moisturizing. Really great smoothing effect on these pores up here. It helped to keep everything intact, especially in these warmer months. So just in the center here, not all over my face. And that brings me to the next part with foundation. So this is What the Foundation. Actually, it did talk about if you are oily skin type, you might not love this and maybe go with one of their face pencils, which I agree with. But I have combo skin, and it talked about skipping moisturizer if you have a skin type that is not dry. So I have a skin type that is not dry, it's combo. So we're actually just applying it to the exterior of the face here, which sounds like something I don't normally do. I usually just add to the center of the face, but this is so lightweight. It's not a tinted moisturizer. How did they say it here? Because I thought, oh, this is why this is such a different kind of consistency. A tinted moisturizer balm meets traditional foundation with light medium buildable coverage. It's somewhere between a foundation and a tinted moisture balm. I don't know if there are that many products out there. It's usually one or the other. I'm gonna add a little to my forehead. Oh, this isn't the size. This is in the shade medium. Yeah, medium. Oh, just adding to the exterior. So this is adding a little bit of moisture to my face. I did go in with, what I go in with? The NUFACE brightening product that you use with the NUFACE device. I've talked about that before. It's like a brightening and firming. I can't actually perceive this on my skin. That's how much it melts into the skin, but I can see the result of it. I think these are amongst my favorite makeup products. Okay, it is having a little interaction though. That is something that I hadn't noticed, and I wonder if it's the NUFACE product. But I usually use the NUFACE in the evening, so it wouldn't be an issue if I just went in with my serum, my Clay to Pose serum, and then this, because I have done that before. But I do like to use the NUFACE before I film because it does do a nice job of sculpting a little bit more. If you do have any interaction, you can just take a brush like this Shiseido and run it over, and it just brushes it all the way. Very fine though. You could see on my forehead, it just evened everything out. Looks really nice. The next thing that they talked about was skipping the center of the face, but using the face pencil, which I love. And is this it? Yes. So I've got the light peach. We're just going to go in with that and use that to cover up anything here. Dark spots like this. Actually, I'm gonna go on my whole chin because I've got some like gray tones in there. And then because I have some redness, I'm going to take this one, which is a not as peach, it's shade number 9. It's got like a, it's not green, but it's got some tones that'll really help with that redness on me. And we're just gonna pat this all in. Really simple. So I've got some broken capillaries here. Really simple, really easy makeup today. Then we're going to go in with this Clé de Peau powder. Let me just take my Mer brush here. Then for some extra perfecting, Chantecaille's Perfect Blur Powder, light medium. Okay, let's go in. I know, looking a little bit pale right now, but that's okay. We have other things we need to add using the Jones Road Beauty Brow Pencil, and this is in Light Brunette. The easiest brow product for me to use. I think there probably is a bit of a learning curve with something like this, just because I already know the shape of my brow and I know where I want to add a little bit more pressure to get more pigmentation, and then where to apply less pressure. I also know that my brows are a little uneven, so I know where to fill in and also to apply light pressure in the front. So I think if you, in general, know the shape of your brow that you already want, and then know where you want less versus more intensity, that would help in using a product like this. I think that's why it goes so quickly. I feel like if you are not sure of those things, it might not be the fastest product to use, but for me, it's really fast. Okay, let's go ahead with a little bit of the brow gel. This one is also in Light Brunette by Jones Road Beauty. I'm just filling a little bit here. I still really like this. This is a Babyblade by Victoria Beckham. It does help with things like this right in the front. It's a little bit more precise. So I do still love this. I'm more meticulous on camera, again, because I have to sit there and look at my makeup and while I'm editing it. So little things like this might bother me if I know I could have fixed it. So in real life, I don't do this. I don't spend this much time on my brows, but knowing I'm going to have to watch this video back and edit it, I try and just fix what I can. Okay, let's go in with the one and done, my favorite kind of product. This is by Chanel. Between the two that I have, actually I have 3 now and I have a 4th one on the way. So I think this is going up before those two, I think. Between these two, I've been pulling for Brun Talpa more just because I prefer a cooler shadow, but this one's beautiful as well. I think it would go actually quite well with the medium coral. I did use Quartz Hermès with the medium rose gold, which worked nicely, but I think it might really work well with this as well. This one, the medium coral. Yeah, as you can see, I've been using these quite a bit, but I do find I'm pulling for this cooler one more. So let's take this BK Beauty 203 brush. Oh, by the way, I noticed there's a discount for these. I'll put the little shoppable tab in right now. If you click on that, my discount also applies through there. I'll put my discount code here anyway if you want to take a look, or somewhere else. So if you like these BK Beauty brushes and you wanted to use the discount code, of course, all of these little pop-up things are affiliate links, just like the ones down below. Those are all affiliate links. That's how easy this is. Just to swipe it on. I didn't use iBase or anything. They just apply so easily. So let's take another BK Beauty brush. This one is in 202. It's the fluffier brush. I'm going to take that and I'm just going to apply it more densely in this crease area. Just like this, just to build a little dimension. I like how the reflective property of this shadow just emphasizes existing dimension. Like I do have a bit of depth here. Yeah, so without adding more pigment just to make that darker and more intense in color, I think that the way that the lights are reflected off the particles also builds that dimension. So if you have existing dimension, I think this will just help bring that out. And I believe these are called satin, but there's still a metallic element in here that's more metallic-y than other satin shadows I've used, but it's really pretty. And that's it. We are just doing this one and done. Okay, let me add some mascara. I've really been enjoying the Hermes Mascara. So this is in 01, the black version. And they have other colors too if you like colored mascaras, but we're gonna go in with this one. Okay, let's clean up the eyes as usual. Even though we just have one and done, I'm still going to go in with Trench because that helps with this little bit of redness and potential for any gathering of concealer right down here. And then also let's go in with CdP Concealer on the outside of each eye, the exterior, just to fill in this darkest part right here. Get the Camoflauge Stylo under eye right here, just to bring that forward a little bit. This is in 4C. It's just the slightest amount, really. It's not very much. I think it's those little details that make a big difference, and that's without looking like a lot of makeup. Very strategic and intentional placement. I'm just going to use this BK Beauty 201 for this powder, the CdP powder. I'm going to powder under the eye, just really gently. Just a little bit of the powder. Next, let's go in with always, oh, it's over there. Hold on. Okay, let's go in with this No. 9 Valentino blush, just as a base to start with, just so I can even this out and then not have to worry about everything here. It's because sometimes if I can just put this in place, then I can have a little bit more fun with blush in other places because I don't have to worry about the stark difference between the front of my face and anywhere else I might put blush. Because I could apply more intense blush up front, but then I think it's too much. It's almost part of my base process at this point, this No. 9 Valentino. Oh, by the way, this is a Hermès Kabuki brush. Now for bronzer, we are going to use the Medium Rose Gold. Medium Rose Gold is more universal. It's more golden on me, less orangey red. This one's more orangey red on me, which I really like, but it's more specific. This one's a little bit more versatile. So let's go in with this. It's very mixed up. So I've got here a Niji Pro brush. I kind of like swirling the two glowy powder and then the bronzer together. So even though it picks up a bit of that glow, it's not overpowering. It's really nice. What a difference bronzer makes on me and why I think it's such an important step for my skin tone, just because I've got so much going on in terms of my forehead color, the front of my face color, the sides of my face. It really does have different undertones too, which is a lot for one face. It's not even at all. Let's take some of the more glowy powder and then run it across the high points. And I really like it for my chin area because it adds a little bit of color there, but it doesn't make it look muddy. And I think that's why I'm okay with adding it here, because I know bronzer in this area is the thing, like that's not a new thing. But what's new for me about this is that it has that glow, and that way it doesn't look muddy. So that's why I like this for this area right here. So it looks more lively. I think it looks a little bit more fresh. I think other people can pull off bronzer just fine in this area. I just feel like I can't, because I'm usually trying to cover this up anyway. And so for me to add a deeper color there doesn't make sense unless there's something glowy happening. Let's go in again with another Kabuki brush. This is, wow, see, I look healthy now. Okay, let's take this color right here, right on the cheeks. And remember, this has a little bit of like a golden reflective property to it. So there's a glow, but it's really lovely. But as you can see, I have let it run away from me again because I just love to see the result, but then I apply too much. So let's go in with the Perfect Blur powder. This excess that's on, I'm not gonna get more powder, I'm just going to use what's on the brush to help me soften, not everything, but just around the perimeter of where I applied everything. That usually helps. I don't have to usually swirl the entire bit of product away, but it really makes a difference on the perimeter here. And then just a little bit on the surface. This also helps to buff because of the shape of the brush, as well as the excess powder that's on there. Now let's go in with the lip. I know this lip looks really nice on camera and it stayed for a long time. So this is the one in Rose Framboise, and one of you said, check the box because there might be a sharpener. I bet you there was a sharpener, but I also already threw it away. I throw things away right away because I need to get rid of the packaging as soon as possible because it starts to add up. But I'm quite sure there probably was one in there. I just probably threw it away. But that's okay, I have several other sharpeners. It's 182. Let's take a Rouge Cocoa Bomb. One of the Rouge Cocoa Bomb. Let's see which one. Not to keep cool. Let's see. Let's try Natural Charm. Okay, I used the, oh, actually I went from more dry hair. It wasn't as damp as I wanted it to be with Air Straight. And then in order to get this curve back, just a little bit of a curve, I used the Air Wrap. So I used a couple of different things. And then I went in with the OMBRE Superfine Hairspray just to set it a little bit. And then I went through with my brush, my Mason Pearson brush that I have. It's got hair in it, but it's my Mason Pearson brush that I have that I use all the time. I just went in again with a little bit of the Perfect Blur powder just to bring it all together. But that is it. I, again, didn't apply foundation everywhere, just on a little bit on the exterior, and use the face pencil for the interior. And I think it's the powders that really bring it together, so it's a bit more cohesive. And then of course the bronzer and blush help as well. But do let me know how you change your makeup as the seasons change. I'd love to know. But that is it for today's video, so please take care of each other, stay well if you enjoyed this video. If you learned something, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I will see you next time.